Counselor Olson. Counselor Bridge. Counselor Bender is excused. Counselor Mertzick. Counselor McDonald. Counselor Henry. Counselor Finsland.
Here.
Counselor Herrick. Counselor McKenzie. Counselor Dahlbeck. Counselor Sather. And Counselor Nowicki.
This time I'd like to call Bruce Hagan to make a few comments to the council.
I won't take a lot of your time, and I'd love to stay here tonight, but we'd all be out in Ward B if I did, because I'm really not feeling well. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Kevin Peterson for a very, very cordial campaign, and we even rode to several debates together so we could chat before and after, and I think that's pretty darn good in this day and age of politics. And I just want to thank Kevin for the opportunity to work with him in this campaign and learn more about him and his commitment to the community. And I also just want to say I look very much forward to working with all of you in the near future, and I'll be in contact with various folks from the administration so that when I come in I can be hopefully up to speed. So appreciate it much. I just would like to, and I don't know anything about this to be honest with you, but there's one item on the agenda, the consent sewage rates, and I don't know what that's about, but as you know that I've got a keen interest in both the storm runoff fee and the sewage rates, and I just would like to know more about that if when the time comes.
Basically about bill notification.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time.
At this time, I'd like to call Councilor Henry, Councilor Mertzig, and Councilor Dahlbeck to the front. So I can carry you. Would you please come up? Well, I'll throw it at you. Come on.
You'll come down. Somebody's looking black.
Yes, I'm going to make sure that she gets hers as well. I want to thank you for your service, and I appreciate it. The community is grateful for your collective service. An appreciation of your hard work and dedication in your district and the numerous committees you served on for the betterment of the community. The City Council President, the members of the City Council, remembrance, I guess.
Thank you.
A token of appreciation is much. Thanks. Not much, but that's what you get. All those years, I'll bring you yours. Bring delivered to your house. I hope you'll excuse my brevity, but as Bruce is saying, I have some of the same things he's got, called bad cold. So we'll try to not do any more talking than I have to.
Item number 4 is approval of the minutes of the March 15th, 2011 regular council meeting.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's passed.
Item 6 is a consent agenda.
Second. I'd like to pull item 6.11, item 2 and 3.
All right. Items 6.11.2 and 6.11.3 are removed from the consent agenda, and the balance of the consent agenda has been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed?
6.11, item number 2 is the Finance Committee, March 10th, recommendation to approve the sewage bill modification approved by Superior Water, Light and Power.
We have 2 people signed up to speak to this issue. Marty Curtis, would you come?
Marty Curtis, 5301 East 4th Street. We asked for some additional changes on this, and most of you got the information in your package. With a new mayor coming in and a couple of councilors, I guess I'd appreciate it if you could refer this back to the committee. I'm sure the mayor would like to take a look at it too, as long as some of the new councilors. And I think we can do a little better than what we did if we get a couple of councilors on the finance committee that are willing to listen. Thanks.
Kevin Peterson?
I'm feeling better because I didn't have as much to party about last night, so I wish you all the best. But thanks for listening to me, and thanks to Bruce for those kind comments. But the reason I came tonight is on this issue. As Marty said, Marty and I and a few others have been working on several issues regarding sewage billing and how that is done, and we do appreciate the changes that have been made and proposed in that advancement. But there was one or two minor things that, in light of the new mayor, there was not a mayor here to plead to. We went to the finance committee, but Bruce, as he mentioned, is only somewhat aware of the tip of the iceberg on this thing. It's not a big issue, whichever way it goes, but we ask, because there's a charge for these changes by the Water and Light of a few $1,000s, and if this simple change that we request is accepted, you wouldn't have to pay it twice. So we just ask, and we were the ones that have pushed for this change, and Marty and I asked that you just postpone it until Bruce is up to speed on this. And if Bruce looks at this and says he'd recommend just leave it the way it is tonight, then we do accept that too. But if you'd give us the courtesy to talk to Bruce about this, we'd appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. There's no motion on the floor. Is there a motion to approve item 611-2? Councilor Olson.
Motion to refer back to finance.
Motion
And
been
I
made.
second it.
Motion been made and seconded to refer item 6.11.2, I guess it would be, to Finance Committee. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Opposed? That be referred back to the Finance Committee. 611.3.
Is to forward the Animal Allies consultation and coordination proposal to the council and initiate the first $10,000 payment.
Ms. Vito, Mrs. Vito.
Thank you. If I would just like to ask the council if we could hold off on this until the first meeting in May. At that time, we'll have a more formal contract brought forward for you, and the individuals from Animal Allies will be here as well.
Is there a motion to hold this in committee until May?
I motion to hold it.
Council, there's a second. Motion made and seconded to hold item 611.3 in committee until the May meeting. Any further discussion? Councilor Herrick?
Yeah, Gene, I just want to know, do we have a spot for this take place yet, or?
Not yet.
Okay, and then the $10,000 will cover what?
The $10,000 is due on execution of the contract, and I don't know if you got a copy in, I think you probably would have had to go to the Finance Committee to get a copy of the proposal, but it outlines all the things that Animal Allies will be doing as we transition from our current shelter run by ARF to the facility that, if approved, will be the three organizations all together with Animal Allies in the lead. So there are quite a number of things that have to happen between going from where we are right now to actually opening the doors of a new shelter, and the contract outlines all of the things that Animal Allies will do for, it actually is a total of $50,000 with $10,000 at different increments according to the progress in the contract. So, for example, we're currently working on what's called a needs assessment, which will help us to determine the size of an appropriate facility. And Animal Allies staff have obviously been doing a lot of work already, but we haven't compensated them for that. And so this would kind of start that process.
Okay, thanks.
Any further comments or questions? If not, we'll have all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's passed.
Item 10.1 is a resolution of the Common Council accepting a street and utility easement in connection with the Winter Street Industrial Park.
Is there further discussion or comment? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is passed.
10.2 is a resolution introduced by the Community Development Division to set a public hearing for the 2010 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, May 17th at 6:30 in the Government Center boardroom.
Motion's been made and seconded. Is there any discussion or comment? Not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is passed.
11.1 is an ordinance introduced by the Common Council amending the traffic code by adding a disabled do not block sidewalk sign at 2005 Hewitt Avenue.
Thank you. Motion's been made and seconded to approve this. It's my district, so I appreciate that. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion's passed.
Item 12.1, Paul Helena with UWS is requesting permission to allow their subcontractor, Wetland Habitats, to spray rodeo on invasive patches of reed canary grass on both sides of Newton Creek.
Motion's been made and seconded, and we have some further discussion. Councilor Olson.
I'd like to know why the city clerk didn't try pronouncing those other words.
Because I wasn't smart enough to ask Mary ahead of time. There was no way.
Anything further? Not, all in favor say aye. Opposed? The motion is passed.
Greg Kessler, a wildlife biologist with the Wisconsin DNR, is requesting permission to place baits on City of Superior property as part of our upcoming bear surveys.
Motion's been made. Did I hear a second? Second. Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion about the bears in the city? Councilor Herrick.
Yeah, I wonder if is Greg here?
Yeah.
I just have a question for you. On these bait, what would you call them? The baits that you're going to put out, what area of the city are you looking at? I mean, as far as what areas and...
The two localities that came up, these are pre-selected sections. Two of those sections fall in the city limits. One is near the municipal forest. I believe that's 42nd Street, Billings Park, out in the middle of the undeveloped area there. The other site would be between the airport and Hill Avenue, south of 28th Street. And the baits we're talking about are two softball-sized baits that are peanut butter marshmallow mix that are in a small wooden box to keep other animals out and wired about 7 feet up in a small tree or a sapling.
Okay, I know a couple of years ago they had trouble, or there was bears on the Millennium Trail out there. Okay, are these going to be well off that trail, the Millennium Trail and everything, now that spring's coming and people are getting out on the trail?
Yes, we would keep them well away from human traffic. The one area over by Hill Avenue is pretty much swamp, willow, alder. The other site, the person actually putting it out would be my boss, Fred Strand, out of the Superior office, and yes, he would be smart enough to keep it away from human traffic.
Okay.
At least I trust he will.
All right. All right, thanks.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion is passed. Motion been made to adjourn. Oh, Councilor Herrick.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the opportunity to work with Councilor Mertzik, Councilor Hendry, and Councilor Dahlbeck, and appreciating to get to know them. And I thank them for their service to the city and to their community. So thank you.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. Councilor Mertzik.
I would like to thank all of you too it's been a interesting 2 years, and I enjoyed myself, and I think I know it was a positive experience, and I wouldn't take any of it back. And so, thank you all. I know we've disagreed on more than one occasion. And I also want to thank you, Councilor McKenzie, for encouraging me to run as a write-in. Councilor McKenzie pretty much talked me into doing that. So, and that was a positive experience as well, because you really have to get out there and talk to people to get them to consider writing your name down on the ballot. So it's kind of a different approach to a campaign, and it was a good experience. So thank you all, and hopefully we can smile at each other when we see each other in passing, and have a good time on the council here. I wish you well.
Councilor McKenzie.
Thanks, Greg. I guess I'm good at doing the write-in. I guess I'm just not good at teaching, right? Thanks, Greg, for your service. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I'd also like to say it's been a good experience for me. I served 6 years. I've learned an awful lot about politics. I would encourage anyone else that has an interest in politics at all and an interest in running for elective office to do so. And it's what I've heard described as a participatory democracy, our system of government, and I very much believe that. And I hope that other people show more of an interest in getting involved, and even if they just call their counselor or call their county supervisor or any other elected official, to what extent that they feel they can get involved. But I really encourage them to do it, and I've had a very positive experience for 6 years, and I want to thank all the other counselors that I've worked with. It's just been real good working with them, and there's been a good working relationship, and it's been very much of a learning experience for me. Thank you.
Councilor McKenzie.
I'd like to thank Esther as well too. It's been really quite an experience. I always kind of compared being on the council with Esther like being on Jeopardy. I just couldn't hit the button fast enough to say motion approve. Thanks, Esther.
You're welcome.
All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Opposed? Thank you very much.